Hi, my name's Steve Large, and before I start talking today, I just want to take a moment to just relax our minds and just to be able to focus. So start off with a slow, long, deep breath in. And then all the way out, releasing all that negative energy. Relaxing all your muscles. And then another deep breath in and holding it. And then all the way out and relaxing. I'd like to focus my attention today on relationships and how a lot of them end up dysfunctional. My understanding of this is we get painted these pictures by the movies, by novels and stuff like that. These pictures aren't necessarily wrong. It's an idealistic way of wanting a relationship, the fairy tale relationship, the true romance story of everything being perfect. Now, in reality, life doesn't work like this. In all these love stories, you never see them having to get up in the middle of the night and change dirty nappies and having no sleep, getting up for work and being hungry and grumpy and hating the job or whatever it is that's bugging them or leading to bringing negativity into their life. This is the reality of how we have to have our relationships in these sort of environments. It's not always perfect and peaceful. We take time to meditate and keep our thoughts out of it as much as possible to create a peaceful setting for our relationships. But they're all a work in progress. It's life after all, and things happen. That's the way it is. So what happens from my perspective is we get painted these pictures in our mind. So we see the fairy tale, the life of struggle, and Prince Charming or the princess comes into our life and they complete our life. They give us happiness. We are now happy. We're in a relationship, we're in a family. We have now got our happiness. This is how our mind sees it. And before we get into a relationship, we don't focus on making ourselves happy today, right now, whether we're single or married or in a relationship. We pin our happiness on the relationship. So once we get a relationship, we are going to be happy then. This, from my perspective, is wrong. We need to be happy where we are right now with who we are, with ourselves. It's not fair of us going into a relationship and expecting that person to make us happy. If we can't make ourselves happy, why should we expect someone else to be able to do it? It's not fair to pin our mind-based ideology on them of how they should perform a role in our relationship to make us happy. So we need to concentrate on making ourselves happy. We do this with meditation and we do this with practicing self-love. Now, this doesn't mean arrogance and feeding the mind of I'm great. That's ego and narcissism. They're traits of the mind. We do this by treating our body well. We give our body nutrition. We exercise our body. We take care of ourselves like we care about ourselves. We don't harm ourselves. So we take care of our bodies emotionally, spiritually and physically. This means a healthy mind, healthy thoughts. We don't mentally beat ourselves up. We don't physically beat ourselves up via toxic foods and beating our body down with substances. We take care of ourselves. We don't neglect ourselves. We exercise our body. We do stuff. We grow. This is how we practice self-love. Once we do this and we are happy being who we are, then we're ready for a relationship with somebody else, because now we're okay with us. If we're not okay with us, it's not fair that we go and put that on somebody else and expect them to fix it. That's not right. We fix us. We can ask for help and guidance from others to help us and fix us. We don't walk into a relationship expecting that to happen or our happiness to come through the relationship. That's a recipe for disaster, and that's why so many relationships are falling down today, is because people are pinning their happiness on somebody else. So when you walk into a relationship and you're both doing the same thing, it's dysfunctional. You expect them to make you happy, and that's the other way around. There's nothing wrong, and it should be, that you make each other happy in the aspect of you enjoy each other's energy, and it's a mutual thing, and it's a path that you walk along together. You're both happy with who you are, and that happiness of and love for who you are is then multiplied when you share it with others. What happens in most relationships is you sit there and you're going, oh, when I get in a relationship, I'm going to be happy. So you meet someone, this is your sole focus, gotta meet someone. So you finally meet someone, it's like, fantastic, I'm now going to be happy. So things are great. They accept you for who you are. You accept them for who they are. There's no expectations. You enjoy the company. You don't have this perceived thing of they are my happiness yet. So you appreciate them calling when they can call. You don't put things on them. As time goes on, after normally their so-called honeymoon period of 6 months, you start expecting them to do certain things and behave a certain way. So you no longer accept them for who they are and the way they are. You're now putting your ideology of how they should be to make you happy on them. You don't explain this to them because you don't probably understand it. You just expect them to start changing and acting a certain way that fulfills your mind's idea of who they should be to make you happy in the scenario that you've created in your head via the conditioning of movies and media and other stuff that we're taught. This is unrealistic. So we then start getting resentful. You're supposed to be behaving like that. You're supposed to be doing this. You're not making me happy. You're selfish. You're bad. You're a monster. Now that's not fair. That isn't their responsibility. They are still the same person they have been. Don't get me wrong, if they start changing, because it works both ways, because this is where narcissism and ego kicks in as well. So if you're on the opposite end of that, you start saying, why aren't they paying me any attention? How do I get their attention? I am losing them. They aren't interested. Who's that guy they're talking to? Who's that girl they're talking to? Why aren't they returning my phone calls? Your mind now latches on, and fear of loss of your property, happiness, is kicking in. So your mind now has taken over. You're no longer living in your heart and energy and loving the connection. Your mind has latched on and now is trying to solve the problem or the illusion of a problem that you're losing your happiness. Your happiness is losing interest. So how am I going to get it back? You may start playing mind games. You may start doing little tricks, doing this, doing that, to look for that recognition, a spark from them that they're still interested. So even if they get angry or there's an argument, at least that shows to you they're still interested. So this is better than nothing for your mind's point of view, not from you, from your mind, because this is how the mind works. It's not an enemy, it just works this way. This is what we need to understand. So this is where the games kick in. Then you'll do something, they'll do something, they'll be like, well, they're playing all these games, it's doing me head in, I'm not interested. So they'll step back a little bit because of these games that you're playing through fear. What do? You play more games, and around it goes. And then the mind gets an attachment because the mind has latched on. So now you could potentially be in an abusive relationship, but your mind is so latched on and so involved and so focused on this relationship that you're no longer seeing the bigger picture of that it's not working, that you need to step back. Because your mind is like, this is my happiness and I'm going to make it work. Your mind's took over and it's ruined the relationship. Through fear of loss. You don't own anybody. Nobody owns anybody. Relationships only work on a mutual basis of love, understanding and acceptance. You have to make sure that your loved ones feel loved every day. Not, oh, we're in a relationship now, I don't have to bother. You have to show them love each and every day, and that's why they'll want to stay with you. You have to love yourself so you don't fear loss. Your happiness is under your control, nobody else's. Don't put it to somebody else because you'll be disappointed. Most people don't even know how to make themselves happy. And you're putting it in their hands to make you happy. That's not right. You can't expect this of other people. You have to take control of your happiness. And when you're ready to take control of your own happiness and you're happy yourself, then you're ready for a relationship. This is why people say, oh, I wasn't even looking for a relationship and I found the perfect person. They found that perfect person because they were ready to find them. If they'd have looked for them or found them sooner, they would have destroyed it because they'd have been mind-based. So your person will appear the minute you stop looking and you stop stressing through your head, I need to be in a relationship, and you accept you for who you are and where you are, and you love being you. That's what you need to concentrate on. Everything around you moves, is fluid, and is all changeable all the time. The only solid that's been there since the minute you opened your eyes and you were born is you. The only person that is there now today is you. It's always you. Everything else is fluid. You are the only solid. So you need to be happy with you in any situation. And once you're happy with you and to be able to go in any situation, life becomes easy. There is no fear of change. There is no fear of loss. Because wherever you go, you are there. And then we can connect with other people on a healthy basis. Non-mind based, but on an energy connection. Not of need, but of enjoyment, of companionship and connection, of mutual acceptance. That's what a relationship is. It's not about how someone can serve you or your mind. That's ego. So I hope this resonates with people, because I see a lot of suffering and hurt because people are jumping from one relationship to the next, and people are pinning their hope on the ideology of how a relationship should be and how they expect this person to fulfill a character. You can't do this, as I've mentioned. It's not fair on the other person, and it'll only lead to suffering for you. You go into a relationship accepting the person for who they are. If they change their behaviour in a negative way, then you make the decision, can I accept them like this? Can I ask them to change? If the answer is no to both of them, you need to move away. They're the only three options. Anything else is insanity. I hope this has been of some help, and I just want to spread the message to help people so we can be families again. Loving families in a healthy way. And we can teach our children how to have a healthy, loving family. Without need, without putting on people, without arguing. Arguing isn't a part of a relationship. It doesn't have to be. We can have healthy relationships where it's all based on love and understanding. That's the way it should be. You don't have to always agree. It's not tra-la-la land. But you can respect other people's perspective without arguing. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. I want to wish you all love and light, and keep smiling. The world is getting a better place. It's happening. Thank you.